the Packers because their offense completely lackluster as well. In fact, they have scored only 20 points in their last 2 games. Both have been losses. In their 3 losses this season, the Packers offense totaled only 30 points combined. Head coach Matt LaFleur is the play caller in Green Bay, and he says despite the offensive struggles, he wants to stay in Jordan Love's ear. Listen to this.
You have to look inward, and like I told the team today, I don't care if we win 3-0 or 49-48. Bottom line is we have to find a way to get it done. Otherwise, you get criticized, and that's just the way it is. So I think that especially as the play caller, you're trying to put people in the best position possible to go out there and have success. And when we're not having collective success, then you're constantly, you have to challenge yourself to do better, to find something else in order to go out there and move the ball and score points.
Okay, so here we are now talking about another offense that seems to be struggling, but it feels like very different from the Philadelphia Eagles for whatever reason. Do the Packers' offensive struggles concern you, Dan?
Not really. They got a really good coach and a really good quarterback. And honestly, I've been appalled by the way that we have talked about this.
Don't say we.
As I'm saying, we as a whole, as a network, as a people. I'm being honest.
As a people.
Yes. Yeah. We have been outrageous with the way that we have talked about Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. The theme of, well, this quarterback's crazy, reckless with the football, and Jordan Love's just a turnover machine. It's not true.
I agree.
It's not even an opinion you can justify because there's no way to accurately, with evidence, say that that's true. In the last 2 seasons, the only guys who have been better with the ball, giving it to the other team, are like Jalen Hurts, who's historical right now, Mahomes, Stafford, Herbert. This guy's not the turnover machine that people who are uneducated have said he is. I would actually argue right now he's the opposite. He's playing too cautious. He's playing too scared. This is why I hate when people say, protect the football at quarterback. You pay people like me to protect the football. I'm not paying Jordan Love $55 million to protect it. I want you to value it, no question. Go be great. And then Matt LaFleur, up until 2 weeks ago, this offense was top 5 when it comes to points per drive. It was top 5 when it came to efficiency. And so all of a sudden, with 2 bad games, we're concerned about, we're talking about firing Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Green Bay, you fire Matt LaFleur, he'll be out of a job for 6 seconds. He's a great coach, one of the best run game coaches in the NFL. Jordan Love, we're talking about he's bad at football. He's holding back the Packers. Get out of here. He's no question a top 10 quarterback. No question. Right. This offensive line hasn't been good enough, so yes, that gives me concern. And they're not healthy necessarily. But the way we've talked about the coach and quarterback is absolutely outrageous. It's disgusting, Kenny.
You know, on many, many occasions, I sit here and unlike a lot of commentators who haven't played, I never hesitate to defer to those who have. I know my place. I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I learn from those who are, and I move forward. Football is your lane. Dan Orlovsky, you are talking as a brilliant football mind, and I have no doubt RC is going to do the same. I am talking to you as a journalist and as a pundit. I get where you're coming from. You're not wrong, but neither are those cynics. Let me explain to you why. You have a guy in Ed Policy who is now running the Green Bay Packers. Clearly, we're not certain that he feels that way about Matt LaFleur. He's given him no contract extension.
Yeah.
He's given Gutekunst no contract extension. And then we go and we look at Matt LaFleur. And in 3 seasons with Aaron Rodgers before Jordan Love took over, a 39-10 record, best in the National Football League, 3 playoff berths, 2 trips to the NFC title game. Jordan Love comes in, begins starting in 2023. The record is 33-26-1, 12th best record in the National Football League, 2 playoff berths, 1 victory. What you're saying is that if you are a fan of the Green Bay Packers, not an NFL aficionado like Ryan and Dio. And you're looking at the squad. You're looking at a Kraft who's out now, but prior to that was your number one target and ascending as one of the best tight ends, already one of the best tight ends in football. You look at a Christian Watson who just got back a couple of weeks ago and what he could do. You look at some of the pieces that you have in place, along with a quality quarterback like a Jordan Love, who's shown you how capable he is. And you're saying, but you can't seem to get over the hump. You can't seem to win these big games. You can't seem to step up when it's time. And then you're looking at a guy like Matt LaFleur, who we know can coach, who we know is not somebody oblivious to doing the job. We know he's done a good job, and we know he's a hell of a coach. But nevertheless, hasn't gotten over that hump. Not only is he the head coach, he's also the offensive play caller. Yeah. And then you look and you go out and you get a Micah Parsons. And you got Gary and the rest of the crew, and your defense is legit. And they're the one team in the league with like a 1-3 record when they're giving up 16 points or less, when the rest of the league is like 65, 62-5, or whatever the number is. I'm saying people are going to take increments, they're going to take elements, and they're going to deduce what they deduce. You might disagree, and you might be right. But it doesn't make them wrong for asking those questions and being cynical of the bottom line results that they're seeing, particularly when it appears to be buffered by an executive running the franchise who could easily give him a contract extension along with the GM Gutekunst and has refused to do so. You can't ignore that, Dan. That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about ignoring it, but also, too, if Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat, then every coach in the AFC North should be talking about losing their job. There should be, we should come on here, if we got to talk about Matt LaFleur losing his job, if we got to talk about Jordan Love not being a good quarterback, then 3/4 of the league, that should be our conversation. We should never come on here and talk with any nuance. We should never come on here and speak with any context. We should never actually even just turn on the film and ask ourselves, why is this happening? If that's all we got to do. If all we got to do is take 2 weeks and be like, man, against Carolina, your defense only gave up 16 points and you didn't win. Can't do that. Against the Philadelphia Eagles, your defense only gave up 10 points and you can't do that. If that's all we have to do with this job, please tell me so I can stop staying up late and waking up early and watching all this crap. Because when you look at Jordan Love and you say, you know what, there are 22 to 25 teams that would love to have that quarterback. And when you watch the offense, the creativity of the run game, trying to figure out how we're going to fill Tucker Kraft's spot, playing without Christian Watson this entire season, also now working without Matthew Golden after losing your best pass catcher and your tight end, and trying to figure out how to work that and seeing the ways he's creatively creating opportunities for their quarterback, for their running back in the run game, you say, you know what? This dude can flat out coach. Yeah. And now, if we're going to get to the point where it's like, you know what? You've been here long enough, and in being here long enough, you haven't won a Super Bowl, so we rather risk being terrible than keep you and move forward, then fine. The Green Bay Packers, I'm concerned about the offense. I believe the offense can be fixed. My concern is this. When I look at the Green Bay Packers, I don't think to myself, are you good enough? I think, are you good enough right now the way you're playing to beat the Rams, to beat the Seahawks? And that's where they have to improve.
I am accusing you on national television of being unfair. Because if it's just the fans that's doing that, RC, I got you. If it's us who don't know football like you do, don't cover football like you do, didn't play the game like you do, you're right. What I'm saying is I brought up the name Ed Policy. I brought up the man running the Packers. The fans are sitting there saying, what's up? Because you have reporters walking up to him. What's the status of LaFleur? Contracts coming up. Is he going to be resigned? Are we looking at a long-term extension? The man refused to commit. It's not being made up out of thin air. And football people are expressing that level of reticence. I'm not saying y'all are wrong with how you dissected Jordan Love and his abilities along with Matt LaFleur and his coaching ability. I'm saying the organization, you would think based on what you just said, man, we got to get this man signed to a long-term deal. He's one of the best coaches in the National Football League. We got to make sure we lock him in. Gutekunst has done a good job as a GM. We got to make sure we lock him in. That's not what they're doing. Why not? I don't know the answer. I'm just asking a relatively rhetorical question, making the case that it provides